Ahem ahem. Check. Are people... You hear good? Is all good? What's up, people? Oh, hello. I like the outfit I'm wearing right now. Oh, wait, Mina Michi's not here. I gotta put her away. I mean, Mina's... I noticed that Mina is here, but not here in the voice chat right now. Hi, Mina. How goes it, yo? I take it you're excited for this. As excited as I am. Wait, let's bring in the captain. Captain's here. Howdy, yo. I'm really excited for this. We're at, like, end game now. Oh, wait. I have to make a message here. We're hitting the best part of the game, which is the beginning of the end. All the truth bombs are gonna be dropped now. Things are gonna get intense. There's gonna be an intro cinematic that we're gonna see right now. Yeah. Ugh. Start playing from this save game data. Trial part 1. This is crazy that we're starting a chapter and it starts with just the trial. So let's see what we let's go. Oh, I feel sniffly and gross right now. Not like sick, but just like not well. Oh, the resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Look at that title card. Just that's all you get. Oh, I thought there was gonna be an intro sequence. That's my bad. There was. Okay, that's my bad. I really thought there was gonna be something more than.
Okay, maybe stop cooking to come.
Yeah,
there was an intro sequence.
I made CaptnmcD walk over in case there was an intro sequence, but I guess not. I guess we just go right into the game. All right. 3rd November, 9:14 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. So, the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. I'll be counting on your support more than ever today, Miss Susato. Oh no, sad Susato. Miss Susato. Oh no! Oof! Oh!
You shot her.
Oh god. Oh no. What's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Nothing. I was just saying that I'll be relying on your support today, but... I'm so sorry. Of course. I know I can be rather incompetent at times, but... I shan't let you down. I don't think I've ever described Susato as incompetent. Maybe violent, at most, but that's the most I would, I would say about her. Would you mind helping me to my feet, then? Oh dear, I'm really very sorry. Oh, I think my house is just like extra dusty or something right now. Like my nose feels super clogged. One sec. Susato-san isn't her usual self at all. But that's hardly surprising, I suppose. She's just found out that her father is the partner of a world-famous detective. Not to mention... Good morning, sir. Oh, here we go. Lord Van Zeeks. Thank you all for your efforts yesterday. What? Did I hear that correctly? What? Oh, nothing. Just, I hope we can clear things up today. I really can't make this man out. His face says I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today. In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday. Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Good point. I enjoy that we don't even address that Susato-san just reads our minds now. Yeah, it's the Mikotoba specialty. The Reaper. I suppose in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Huh? It was my tacit acceptance of that pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend that led to all this.
But you're not to blame for that, Lord Van Zieks.
And it's only because serious crime in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling you that. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it? To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason. What do you mean? There was a rumor at the time that the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother. Oh, man. That having been slain by that evil killer, Clint's restless spirit returned as some sort of demigod. To wield a deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not. Yes, we've heard that story too. When I lost him, I felt as though I'd lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. Oh. He was just like, you know what, if someone's out there fucking killing criminals, my bro is still around, and I'm kind of happy about that. Even if I knew it was just an illusion, just some nonsense conjured up by an over-imaginative public.
He was obviously extremely important to you, Lord Clint Van Zieks.
Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life. Ahem. And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today. I never thought I'd say this, but I can see it in your eyes, that burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity. Oh, a lawyer of absolute integrity. Oh, look at that. That's a very intense compliment, especially from Van Zieks. And I think having very high integrity is a very amicable trait. You know, it is a very rare trait for people to just be very principled, very, very big integrity, you know. We could have just taken money from Magnus and just, like, got him off faux show in that first trial, but no. Huh? But I mean, not the way he wanted. Not just... We uncovered his scumminess. Like, we didn't just, like... Oh yeah, man, Magnus, what a great guy, right? Like we didn't fully sell out. Thank you. Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Oh? Oh. Iris, when did you get here?
Oh. I brought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He says it helps him to clear his head.
I thank you.
Oh.
Oh, Iris is charmed by Van Zieks. That's surely the first and last time I'll ever see a sight like this. Yeah, it's very strange to see Iris and Van Zieks just interact. You seem different today, Iris.
Oh?
Sort of subdued, I suppose.
I am not.
What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Syde's laboratory.
All right then. Good luck to you both. I have to make a move now. Oh, you're not staying.
I thought you'd want to watch today's proceedings.
Well, I'd like to cheer you on, obviously. But I've got lots to get ready.
Get ready? For what? Oh.
Oh, yes. Would you like this?
Oh, yes, I would like this. I know Iris is not giving us a gun, Captain McD. Isn't that one of those little felt dolls that's usually dangling from your knapsack?
Yes, it's a lucky charm. A little Hurley that I made once.
Oh, that's supposed to be Sholmes? Aww. It's a little Hurley. Aww. A Hurley. It looks more like a Hairly. Oh my god, Ryunosuke. Get these puns out of here.
If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can.
What? Pull his ears? What is this gonna do? Is this a bomb? Iris, did you just give us a bomb?
That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it.
Iris's lucky charm has been entered into the court record. I've been told to tug its ears if I run out of options in the trial today. I'm going to look at that. I'm gonna look at that, and I assume we're going to have to do it. Ears. Can I? Okay. Let's click it.
What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Your eyes are veritably boring into the poor doll's ears.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering. What do you suppose would happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now?
I'm sure that we'll find out when the time is right. To become a proper gentleman, you really must learn some stoic patience.
But I want to know! Yeah, we're already not a gentleman. Cash in right away.
You think what we'll need is luck? I just sneaked a peek inside the courtroom. And it seemed very different to normal.
Yes, it would seem that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops.
What does that mean?
You'll see.
What about Mr. Sholmes? What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris? I don't know. He was out all night and he hadn't come home by the time I left this morning. Oh, I see.
Was Professor Mikotoba out all night too? Do you think, Mr. Sato?
Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all.
They?
Father and Judge Jigoku, I mean.
Judge Jigoku too?
And that's right. Nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday.
Oh, counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once.
Good luck then, Runo. Good luck, Susie.
Yes. Thanks, Iris.
And you, Mr. Reba. I hope it goes well.
Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. We must go inside now, Lord Van Zeeks.
Oh my god! Lord Van Zeeks has always been the formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in court. But not today. Today I battle with another pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Asogi, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day. To this one trial. To this one final reckoning. Oh my god, yo! Oh, that gave me chills to read. I've actually got goosebumps now. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, I'm excited, I'm pumped, I'm scared. Kinda hungry, but you know, that's separate. 3rd November, 9:30 a.m., the Old Bayley Courtroom. It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. Their cold stares piercing me like knives from all sides today.
Ah! Mr. Naruhodo.
What? Yo! Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna say what the line is. CaptnmcD, come over here and look. Lord Strongheart?
He's the judge?
Uh-oh!
That's the problem.
Oh no!
We lose.
We suspect him. I think we lose. Oh no! Yo, what, CaptnmcD? What is it? What do you have to say?
I think the end, Jigoku's gonna have to be the judge.
Oh, you think Jigoku's gonna have to step in?
We're gonna have to bring
We're gonna have to bring in Jigoku. We're gonna have to go all Oh my god. What is this? Further proceedings shall be rigged. Oh my god. Yo. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is why I didn't see that one coming. Kazuma must have known beforehand. The ramifications of this trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundations of our country's legal system. Yeah, so I need to shut everyone up and shut this shit down now. Yeah, he's like, my puppets aren't listening to me anymore. I have to step in. The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak. Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial. Oh, he's standing up. And one over which I, male Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority. Wait, why is he... Yo, what? The jury is lighting up? The 6 jurors' flames just... As was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. Oh, in other words, your buddies, huh? On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Van Zieks. You were a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother Clint, in fact. Oh, yeah, oh my god, instead of a gavel, he slams his fucking cane. Oh my god. I'm scared. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. For the trial of Barak Van Zieks, who officially stands accused of murder. Oh man, so my nose feeling a little roughly means that my feminine voices are shot for the day for sure. But it means my, like, menacing voices are powered up for the day. Oh yeah, this court is gonna be mostly powered up now. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be, I'm gonna be able to have a powerful voice for today. Counsels for the prosecution and defense, are you in full readiness to proceed? The defense is ready, my lord. Oh yeah, I hope we get to see the jailer man again too. He's cool. As is the prosecution. Yesterday's proceedings brought light to a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at Scotland Yard. Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about. And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice. Mr. Daily Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work, when in fact, he wasn't. At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memories of the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Because whilst he was engaged as chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape. Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sinner's. He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident.
A signed statement. Ooh, you know what a signed statement also has? A signature, which might be useful if we get to see it.
He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League. Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense yesterday proposed the suggestion that the victim may have been killed 1 day earlier. That was based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound. The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord.
Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Asogi.
I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense's suggestion could not be ruled out. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered.
Ooh, the puppet did not support.
I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the amended details.
But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday. That the time of death was 5 p.m. on 1st November.
There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have slowed by keeping... It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled.
That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse.
Oh my god, right? Like, there's no, just, oh, Strongheart's already going.
Yeah. My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly.
Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it would give renewed significance to the movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident.
But it's so cold outside. How could you possibly keep a body cold in the middle of winter in England? Or in Britain?
It would, yes, especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities.
Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities?
Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday.
Oh?
I think we should begin by presenting the results of that investigation work. So the prosecution calls its first witness now.
Who do we get? Who do we get? Gina Lestrade? Gina Lestrade. Good call, Captain McD.
State your name and occupation for the court.
Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting. Representative Scotland Yard.
A self-conferred rank, but never mind.
Gina, again.
What's your problem, Odo? What's with that Gina again? Look, eh? Boss meant the world to me. He done more for me than anyone else ever did.
Oh? Inspector Gregson, you mean?
He got me out of the back slums at East End and took me under his wing. Taught me that life can have a purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing here speaking for him. Oh, Gina.
Right. All out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he's had his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes, no. What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about.
Very troubling.
That face. Lord Strongheart knew. Yeah. So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report.
Come right up, sir.
Okay, gonna take a quick noodle break before I start this cross-examination, or before I start the witness testimony. Oh, sorry. Oh. Oh. Not gonna lie, I was pretty headachy and sleepy, and I was very strongly considering just not streaming tonight. Ooh. But after being in this courtroom for 5 minutes, I am wide awake, headache is gone, and all that remains is a funky, stuffy nose. It's like not even like a regular stuffy nose, it just feels like an air dry stuffy nose, that kind of thing. Oh, it's because our house is just, it's the winter of infinite dryness. We need moisture.
Do you want me to turn on the little
What?
humidifier?
Might help. Yeah, a baby humidifier. Wait, let me get a humidifier in the stream. Maybe that'll help.
Clear up those stuffy pixels in your...
Yeah, clear up those stuffy pixels in my face. Where's a good one? Is this like a proper PNG? No, goddamn, why are there so many live PNGs here? Give me a regular PNG. There we go. Please. Okay, we gotta get a humidifier going. It will help me focus. Oh, give me a second. Where'd I put it? There we go. Oh, it's like a water drop. Oh, it's huge. Okay. We'll just get a small one and we'll just keep it in the corner. There we go. To help me get through today. The victim's movements.
All yard detectives supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But the search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had loads of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking into someone's smuggled goods dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all. The coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is, his witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too.
Uh-oh. Smuggled goods?
I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what was written in the book.
Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines, goods of all sorts floweth into Lungle. Oh god, I bungled that one. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines, goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known that they're disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time. So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets.
It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activity. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to the involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge.
Yeah, there definitely are some high-ranking government, workers that might be involved in shady things, right? That's something we might have to worry about, right? And do we know where the dealings were taking place this time?
In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club. And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter.
That can't be. We haven't heard anything about any of this.
Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Baroque Van Zeeks, was present.
That sounds like people who were bribbed.
That would be very significant testimony then.
Oh my, but Lord Van Zeeks has made no mention of this at all.
In short, Lord Van Zeeks had ample opportunity to murder the victim.
Very well then. Counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination.
The victim's movements.
All yard detectives supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told.
Press. So, you follow orders, do you, Gina?
Nah, not me. I'm above all that, see?
Oh.
The boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub. That kind of thing.
So, errands more than orders, then.
This detective is still an apprentice after all.
Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss. That's why I've been doing my own investigations into what happened. I didn't find much at first. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had loads of secret meetings in it.
Can I see it? So you went through Inspector Gregson's things? How dare you?
Yup, as part of the independent Lestrade investigation.
I'm sure your superiors would be delighted that you're taking the initiative.
So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Because if anyone at the yard had seen me going in there, they'd have turfed me straight out onto the street.
This is sounding less and less like an investigation, more and more like something else.
The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook.
You got that right. Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby.
Yeah, Toby! Where is it? Where is it? Where's it? Yeah. The Toby.
We found it hidden in one of his desk drawers that had a false bottom.
What? His desk drawer had a false bottom? That's impressive.
So then I went to arm myself and no one could find me, so I could have a butcher's at what was written on it. Because if anyone at the yard found me out, they'd have turfed me straight onto the street. I've given it in now though, ain't I? And if it weren't for me, it would never have been found. It would never have been found. According to that, the boss was looking at some smuggled good dealing that day.
Do you have any idea where those dealings were taking place?
Yup. It's all there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember.
As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club.
A gentleman's club, you say?
Yes, I remember, but I was hoping to find out the name of the club.
That won't be necessary.
What?
It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in future.
So we have to
Therefore,
get
the
smugglers
prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings.
What? I don't know what the fuss is about. It's right here. All I've got to do is read out. And I could too. I've got this reading game buttoned up now. I can read. Can't I show you what I can do? Go on. What's the harm?
The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do?
I mean, the prosecution was instructed, not the defense. This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked.
As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine.
So you want to protect the smugglers
No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection.
who are working with politicians?
Oh, Law. Strongheart didn't like that. Kazuma?
The only
There's no-
reason I would say that you could get away with that is you're like, Scotland Yard's on this trail now, and we don't want it to cool now that we've found it.
Yeah.
Not, you know, politicians might be involved in the smuggling, so we're not going to tell you where it's happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, like, if there are people that are involved, it's a little, like, the fact that we already know it's a gentleman's club involved already would give those people cold feet, because they'd be like, oh shit, they know, right?
There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trail on the day in question. If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of being obstructive.
Oh, Strongheart doesn't want his club being known.
Right then, I get to show off my reading skills.
So proud. How old is she? What, like 16?
Let's check. I can't check.
15, 16.
Yeah, they're not that old, but they're not that young either. Oh shit.
Apparently, the smuggled goods deal was gonna happen at a gentleman's club called the Groose.
Is the Groose on the loose? Oh no, the Groose needs to be reined in. The Groose? What sort of a club is that?
I ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing. But I'm kinda curious.
They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted.
Have you looked in the mirror recently?
He's not saying that he would be a
Yeah.
either.
I tell you what, me and Chief Inspector Toby could go in undercover.
I kind of
Could you though?
Usually gentlemen clubs are like members only kind of deal.
Yeah, but it's also Gina. Gina's
They
sneaky.
should just sneak in.
Yeah, like Gina will just find her way in.
I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could find out while I was in there.
I really don't think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where these black market dealings were going to take place, is it?
Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower ranking detectives at the yard reckon.
Says the even lower ranking detective.
Looks like it was a big job and all that, but coppers weren't onto it yet.
So how had Inspector Gregson come to find out about it in that case?
That's a question, ain't it? But I'm just an apprentice, so...
And why didn't he inform Scotland Yard of his findings?
Yeah, that's what I was asking myself. Cause, you know, I'm just an apprentice.
When it suits you, yes.
And when it doesn't suit you, you're the best.
Anyway, point is, something went on at that club, no question.
You can't say that for certain, though, surely.
What matters most is those witnesses who saw the Reaper at the place too.
Can we get them in? I'd like to talk to them. I'd love to see them. Lord Van Zeeks was at the club?
He was shaking his booty to some fat beats. Detectives who visited the club yesterday to make inquiries have confirmed it. Several members report having seen the accused being admitted to the room in question as a guest.
Looks like there's no disputing that. He was there then.
Well, we know that Lord Van Zeeks was investigating Inspector Gregson, don't we? Perhaps he'd already discovered the inspector's secret notebook.
Which led him to the club, you mean? Maybe. Presumably, then, there are also eyewitnesses who can testify that Gregson was there.
None have been identified at this time, no.
So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club.
Oi! Why aren't you asking Inspector Lestrade here, eh?
So that's all I've got to work with. Gina's not holding back with that ice-cold stare of hers, is she?
I really don't know what to make of all this. Lord Van Zeeks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson, but he never once mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident. You don't think Lord Van Zeeks could have been lying to us, do you?
That's not the only way to explain this.
Oh?
If everything Lord Van Zeeks has told us is true, then there must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere.
You mean the details we've yet to uncover?
Exactly. A clue, perhaps, that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's what we should be looking for here.
Can we look at the notebook at all?
I bet there's something...
Is it in your evidence?
There's got to be something with Groose in our evidence. No new evidence.
So you can't look at it.
We can look at that.
You can look at the updated autopsy report.
Updated autopsy report. Where's the updated autopsy
I
report?
assume it's that.
That is the Clint autopsy report. This is the autopsy report. An accurate estimation of it is not possible. Measures may be taken to disguise day of death. Mariah Gorey. Closer from the front, scorch marks. Standard issue firearm for members. Sure.
And can we read that account by Vigil?
We do not have the the account thing, unfortunately. Oh wait. Wait. Gregson had a ticket for when he was gonna move.
Yeah, so you're gonna say he wouldn't be at that club because he was leaving to France?
Yeah, let me see. The Groose. Because here's the other thing too. Gina, Gina just learned to read. Maybe there's something close to that.
Well, that's what I was like. I want to look at the book, but we haven't.
Yeah, we can't look at the book yet, unfortunately. I'm gonna think for a second while doing something.
Are you finding?
I'm looking for a bro. There we go. I'm gonna put the humidifier away. I'm putting Kazuma back over here.
I was thinking if you have the groups.
I do not have the Groose, unfortunately. I cannot put him on the loose.
Even though I think that's also might be gross.
Yeah, grouse. It's probably grouse. I'm not supposed to be sad. Okay. Smuggled deals thing. Look at that. St. Bartholomew's Hospital. No. I'm looking for anything that might have the grouse on it.
This is a bird.
Oh, a grouse. Okay, grouse is a burb. Wait, this has new text on it.
Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket.
The SS Groose. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's not a gentleman's club. It's a cabin on a boat.
The SS Groose, first class cabin, 001. Yokohama departure, 11th September, London arrival, 1st November.
Ah, it's the boat that Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it?
Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover.
What?
He meets at a boat that goes to different countries to Poison Lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Gonna
No.
connect.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Asashin.
Yes, this will connect to Asashin again.
We're gonna bring it up.
We're gonna bring it up.
I just didn't see that coming at us.
Oh, okay. To think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Burya. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone?
Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo?
Did I imagine it? Or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Okay, but yes. For postage on a steamship.
Objection!
That's not a gentleman's club, Gina. I've read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues.
Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted.
Seriously, is your mirror cracked or something? Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called the Groose?
The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet.
And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on 31st October may not have been a gentleman's club at all.
You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards our country's police force there, Counsel. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it?
A steamship.
You think it's a ship?
I have the evidence to prove it here.
Let me see that. This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy.
The other side, my lord.
Be more specific next time. This would appear to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. The SS Groose.
Da-na-na, the Groose is on the loose.
So there's a steamship named the Groose that happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there.
How?
Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port.
The ship arrived at the port of Dover on 1st November.
The day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission. That ship hadn't yet docked on British shores.
You know what's really big?
What's really big? And what? Oh, a ship. The ocean. Yeah, the ocean's big and cold.
Just happened, like, tied to the outside.
Yeah, if you're just out, yeah. Ocean's real fucking cold. Because that shit does not collect heat from the sun. At all. Because it's just so fucking massive.
That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging.
The fact that the steamship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Groose on the day in question.
Then show your evidence for that assertion.
Very well.
In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Groose on the 31st of October.
Ba-ba-be-do-ba. What do we have for this? I'm gonna eat some noodles while I think. One fucking BRB. Okay, I'm back, but I'm still trying to think. Evidence that substantiates that he was investigating the SS Groose on the 31st of October. What was in this case again? Let me open this. Let me open this bad boy up. Let's have a look inside. Because I think maybe his briefcase had something. There's something inside.
Let's see. It appears to be a passport, authorizing him to travel overseas.
Inspector Gregson about to travel abroad then. The date of departure.
What is it? It was for travel on the 31st of October, just one day before the incident.
Really? Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered. Okay, there you go. So it's the briefcase. Because the briefcase has his passport and shit in it.
Take that!
Oh no, it's not the briefcase. Game says no. Strongheart's looking at his clock. I'm wasting his precious time.
Those three equally nonsensical statements wasted 15 seconds of the court's time. You will accordingly suffer 15 seconds worth of penalty, counsel.
How? Yeah, 15 seconds is nothing. I need to work on picking a more succinct turn of phrase.
I think you might need to work on picking a more appropriate piece of evidence first.
Okay, I'm sure Gregson was aboard that ship the day before his body was found. We know the SS Grew stopped at the port of Dunkirk in France for the night. Oh, wait. Do I
take it from your expression that you intend to risk further penalty.
Okay, wait, did the passport just become a second piece of evidence? The Asogi papers, passport. Okay, yeah, so I just need the... I'm gonna put the passport itself, because that was found in his case.
Take that!
What's this? A passport for travel issued to the victim.
Okay, sorry, you know what? I'm really close to finishing my noodles, so I'm just gonna eat those now. Give me a sec. Okay. Oh, okay. No, I'm just gonna have to take breaks later for pizza too. Thank you. CaptnmcD just brought me pizza. Yeah. Okay.
Dated 31st October. What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country.
Order! Order! This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized.
The day before the SS Grust arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night.
According to my father, who was on board at the port of Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there?
What indeed?
I'm impressed, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport.
What? You mean you knew about this?
You knew about the attack dogs?
The prosecution strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at a London club. That's the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something.
What?
And now that you've expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe something to be.
What are you playing at, Prosecutor Asogi?
A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all the facts, without exception.
Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it?
The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question. was to carry out a mission for the Reaper.
The Reaper?
Order! Order! What on earth are you saying, Counsel?
The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed.
The hideout is the ship. It just is the ship.
As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that.
What?
Inspector Gregson was investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper.
So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was...
Obviously, an assassination.
What?
Barak Van Zieks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice.
And you claim that was Inspector Gregson?
Hold it. What the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss never done nothing like that.
I mean,
And yet,
Van Zieks was playing the Reaper because it reduced crime. Gregson could be working with the Reaper for the same reason.
Yeah, Gregson might be working for the Reaper for the same reason.
and yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense.
No, it can't be. We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper.
Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord Van Zieks. No, the true Reaper is somebody else. Barak Van Zieks is not the Reaper.
He didn't trust Gregson enough to do that.
Didn't trust Gregson
Remember when we showed
enough.
him that picture? He was surprised. He's like, "Oh yeah, that guy does believe me.
Yeah.
We're friends."
Yeah, him and Gregson were not that tight.
A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man.
Even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Groose on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all.
Oh? You have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, Counsel?
Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship. Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jikoku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. Unless someone got killed and put in a case.
And just drag him on.
What's so funny?
You're right, of course, no suspicious deaths were reported on the ship. But I think, perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life.
What?
Gregson did board the SS Groose that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure.
He got killed instead, and he was traveling
Failure?
alone and nobody knew he was there, so they just wouldn't report it.
It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped the very important detail here.
What are you talking about? What detail?
Inspector Gina Lestrade,
What?
the victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier, that doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bayley.
You're lying. Even if all them bludgers what got him take him out had it coming, the boss weren't the Reaper.
Not
Or
so
Gina.
recently.
There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors.
I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it.
Then testify again, as a representative of Scotland Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss.
I don't...
I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook.
Da-na-na. The Reaper's Notebook.
Yeah, his notebook does have a load of stuff what about the Reaper got up to the past 10 years. Names of victims, dates, and places and stuff. And last entry here was 31st October. It said Gruce for the place and the date, and the name of the mark. There was a note about him being criminal what got away from the Reaper and caught 10 years ago or something.
Whoa.
Whoa.
But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reapers all.
Yo,
Ugh.
Zabra would have killed Soseki.
Huh?
If they're still tracking somebody 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, someone would have gotten Soseki if that's the case. Well, if they think he's really evil. I think Soseki things were deemed in court. They're like, he's just a bumble, and he's just there by accident. Especially because the second one was like, rock solid, this is definitely someone else. Right?
Keep personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require only established fact here.
This must be so hard for her.
You can't deny it now, surely. Rinosuke Naruhodo.
What can't I deny?
The notebook contained the name of the final mark and the location where the assassination would take
Let
place.
us read the freaking notebook.
That's information the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper.
Ah!
So, who was to be this final mark?
Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the Gruce on 31st October.
How'd you read this then? How'd you read this then?
Ring's still in our strong suit.
That ain't the problem, alright, Odo. It's a funny name. It ain't English. It's hard to read.
So it's someone from overseas.
Let me have a bash at it.
Seishiro? Yo! Okay. Seishiro, that's Jigoku. What if it was, hey Seishiro, I'm coming here on behalf of London's secret, hush police. You know something about 10 years ago. Time to die. And then Jigoku's like,
Yeah, right.
You think I'm going to die? Just like
Hell.
me? I'll see you in hell.
Seishiro. Jigoku, maybe?
What? It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku?
But that's Judge Jigoku.
Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name, you're right.
Objection!
That can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku. And I saw him the day before yesterday, here in London. So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated.
God, Brunson was.
As I said, the Reaper failed.
Oh.
Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake, so he killed the inspector, personally.
Yo, what's going on? Not much, man. Yo, this case is getting intense. And you'll get to see why in a couple seconds as the screens change. But basically, we're looking at... They're like, okay, maybe Gregson is the Reaper's right hand, like his killer. And he was sent aboard the cruise ship, the SS Gruce, the one we had the passport for. To go assassinate someone because Gina found a book that was, hey, the boat and your target, the assassination target is Seishiro Jigoku, which is the Japanese judge. So that's what's happening in the game right now and whatnot. And how are you this evening, Rorix? Oh, also Rorix, yo. Thank you for the gifts, yo. I opened mine, the mini gift you sent over. The tiny radio, that's super awesome. Now I'm able to listen to some jams at work without having to, like, drain my phone battery and whatnot, because, you know, that's the thing. And thanks a ton. And Captain McD has used the bear paws today, so thanks a ton, man.
Okay, so he killed the inspector personally. The Reaper, of course being the accused, Baroque Van Zeeks.
It's an undeniably logical argument.
Kazuma, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Hold it!
Oh, Van Zeeks? I recognize that font.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Oh.
Welcome to the stand.
Oh, it's boot time.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice whilst I stand accused of murder.
Lord Van Zeeks.
The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You'll return to the dock.
I say nothing of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally. That girl is no detective.
Eh? What? No, that's right, I ain't. I'm an inspector.
Repeating rumors heard around the yard, reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony. It's practically a script. No doubt the rest of this trial will go exactly as you've clearly planned.
Yo, calling it out right out the gates. We don't even know if that's his fucking notebook.
Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself.
Glad you guys like to relate to Rebecca. Heck yeah.
By attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony. What did you say?
Mr. Naruhodo, this is our chance.
My lord, the defense requests that the defendant be allowed to speak. You may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness.
Very well. I'll make an exception and grant the request. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination. Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately.
Oh man, that's intense. At once, my lord. Okay, so which thing do we think is gonna get Reaper to speak up? Reaper's notebook. Yeah, notebook does have a load of stuff about what Reaper got up to in the past 10 years. Names of victims, dates and places and stuff, and this is all stuff that's like public info. Said Bruce for the place and that date, and then name the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal. What got away from Reaper in court 10 years ago
I'd
somewhere.
ask him about that.
Yeah, because
He would know about his court cases.
he knows about his own court cases, and Jigoku was not one of the
On the
people.
stand.
He was not on the stand. What do you mean a criminal? Judge Jigoku is no
He
criminal.
was just a witness in a case.
Yeah, he was a witness in a case.
What? Well, don't ask me. I don't know nothing about it. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Jigoku did appear in court here in Britain. It was related to the Professor case, I'm sure.
Yes, of course. You're right. Yeah, Jigoku's involved, but not like that.
Seishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away
He
and,
got charged.
actually managed to break the witness stand.
Oh yeah, he got charged
They
with
said
something,
he got
yeah.
let off because they're going back. But usually if you have
Oh.
like false testimony or something, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so it's for something he said.
Yeah.
So, what did he say? Oh, here we go, Van Zeeks.
It was a pitiful situation, yes. I'd forgotten all about it, but I prosecuted that trial too, as it happens.
You did?
It was considered to be an adjunct to the professor proceedings, you see. but he was acquitted after being told to make reparation for the damage caused to the stand.
And there you have it.
Have what?
He's a criminal. He broke
Surely the
stand.
accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court, guilty or innocent alike.
What? No!
For breaking.
Are you suggesting that the reason Judge Jigoku was targeted for assassination?
The man was sent to Japan immediately after that trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is.
Come on, that's absurd. To take someone's life for that?
Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd? Killing those who've been found innocent? Clearly, the rules by which the man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension. But
Okay, so I think this is gonna be a press all moment because we're getting little tidbits in between, and nothing added. In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper.
Not you and all. That ain't the only explanation, is it? He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret. The notebook said what he found out.
If I may. When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believed the power to intimidate London's criminal classes into compliance with the law would be beneficial.
But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you?
Yes, and those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper.
One arm? What are you on about?
The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them alone. The Reaper is an organization.
with you at its head.
I had spies at the yard keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check the most recent entry in his book. I knew the location.
You knew it said Groose?
Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate.
But it was
alone.
a ship.
But it was a
There
ship.
is a club named Groose.
So there is a club named the Groose. Oh, oops.
So that explains why several members of the club claim to have seen you there.
But of course, the inspector was not there.
Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Very well then, back to your testimony about the contents of the notebook.
Fine. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? You seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago.
Oh, no, it's all right. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? Names of victim, dates of place and stuff. Last entry was 31st October. Names of victims, dates, places, and stuff? What in particular?
Well, besides victims' names, this other name kept popping up.
What other name was that?
It's the one I told you yesterday. The same name written over and over again.
You mean Asa Shin?
Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something, isn't she?
Were you even listening yesterday?
Asa Shin, the assassin.
What? Like a killer, you mean?
Gregson was the tactician, the one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable and who to use to get at them. But the person actually executing his plans was someone else, you're saying? If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes.
Then perhaps what it said on the passport document. permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that additional person have been...
Clearly, the assassin who was meant to take Seishiro Jigoku's life.
But assassin... If she gone, though. Gina, can you confirm that? Against the final entry that listed Grus and Seishiro Jigoku. What name was written?
Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens.
Because she was already dead.
Because she was
have to do it.
already dead.
But he didn't succeed. Because he's not an assassin.
Yep.
It just add like a question mark or something there, I think.
In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case. But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not?
Oh, how infuriating.
A nameless assassin.
It said Grus for the place on the date. For the place on that date, and then the name of the mark.
And you're saying that the mark listed was Seishiro Jigoku?
That's what it said. Funny name if you ask me. And I thought your name was odd.
So pleased to have lost my crown there.
Mr. Jigoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature.
I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago. Studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart. And that bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say.
So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jigoku's mentor.
If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now.
10 years ago, after that fateful case.
Precisely. In the aftermath of the professor case, his repatriation was organized immediately. It's a mystery why such a man would be listed in the inspector's notebook.
I didn't think it was possible, but the mood has got even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking.
Objection.
Right, I've had just about enough of this.
Gina?
All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill people. It's cobblers. Come on, Odo.
Yes?
Why aren't you saying nothing?
This is how we work, Gina.
Why aren't you yelling out objection or something?
You've seen us in
What?
3 trials.
Yeah, we have to wait for our time.
You've got to find a flaw. You do usually. Someone's lying here, no question. You got to work out who it is. Please, for the boss.
That outburst was an insult to the court and your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective.
You're off the force.
When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Miss Lestrade. What? Is that clear?
I've had it with the lot of you. It's lies every beaten place you look in this world, innit? Well, I've had enough. Gina.
So have I. After that little speech of Gina's, I've made up my mind.
To do what, Mr. Naruto?
What we were already gonna do.
There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd.
Oh, do you mean?
I'm not going to let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears.
Remember which one it was?
Come on, Odo, help. You gotta find a flaw somewhere.
Because Susato specifically mentioned it. Oh, you look weird at that one.
A note about him being a criminal. Because I think this is the one where we piped up. Because this is the one where everyone talked for a bit, based on the fact that Jigoku was gonna go to jail or something, but then they're like, nope, just go back to Japan. because of he spoke up in court. So this is something. He was a criminal that got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago.
What's the newspaper we have? The Redheaded League, right?
Yes, someone's Redheaded League. Okay.
Okay.
you think it's time? You think it's time? Well, we didn't press this one. But okay, the fact that we did, I think it was this one that we piped up. I'm gonna press this one again. I think this is the statement where we were worried about it.
I'd forgotten all about it.
That's absurd. I think this is the one, yeah. No, that's not the one. Okay. Yes, Susada didn't say at the end.
I think it was the first one.
Okay, let's try the first one.
Because I feel like that one was the one where it just pressed first, and then you went back to the start.
Mm-hmm. Well, wait. Who else could have been a Reaper victim in the time? Because what I'm thinking of is there something in the book that's like, hey, someone died, right? And it was Assassin that got them, but it's like she's been dead. You know? So I wonder if that's probably what's going to come up.
Well, we can't see the book, so...
Yeah, we can't look at the book right now. This one. Oh, no.
No,
Yeah, okay, so it's this one.
But you skipping makes me not be able to really know what his shock is. You need to actually read through
You want me to read through that again? Okay,
You don't
okay.
have to read it out loud, but let it
Hold it!
Okay. You know what? You can read that if you want. I will eat pizza.
Okay.
In case there is something we see here. Oh.
Passport found in the metal trunk. That is what shocked you.
I guess because the trunk has blood and shit on it.
Does it have like the dog killing stuff too?
Okay.
Also, like, you want to read the text to see what you're shocked by. Like, this happened. That supports that he was attacked while it was open. And this is what you're thinking?
That apparently hasn't been addressed. I'd say click it again. Because we did look at it, but the game says no. You're like, oh no, there's blood on the side. So would that mean that he was killed with on the boat then, separate from the Reaper? If people saw the Reaper at the other Groose.
So that's still
We don't get to see. At least, or if there's like a secret compartment or something, we don't get to see it yet.
Which statement was?
It was the.
It was
It's.
the first one, right? So do you want to present that to this? Or do you want to go to her like panic statement and be like, she's right, there is something weird.
I mean, we can press it just to see. L. How about?
Hold it!
I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve.
Eh?
What do you mean? Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation. One inconsistency. Oh, okay, so I guess we just had to continue this.
What? An inconsistency.
What?
Really, Odo?
I don't quite know what it means yet, but... Yes, there's an inconsistency in something that was said by... Ooh, wow. Okay.
Everybody?
So Gina...
I mean, I would say what Zeke said is inconsistent with if Jigoku's in there. He said that
I forgot this case.
that the
Or-
Reaper only goes after hardened criminals that you can't get at unless you have an organization to approach them. Jigoku's case, even if he faced the Reaper against him, was not a hardened criminal.
Yeah, he was not a hardened criminal. Yeah.
Protecting him.
Yeah. Yeah, so... Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense. Good call.
Take that!
Of course. By you, Lord Van Zeeks.
Me? What?
Your face has turned ashen. How could he know? Is that what you're thinking?
If my face has turned ashen, it's because I'm thinking, how could he?
I don't know where you're going with this, but
Go ahead.
maybe the evidence you're obviously about to show the court will clarify.
In that case, the defense will present evidence to substantiate its claim. To which piece of evidence does this alleged inconsistency relate?
Oh,
Family photo with Jigoku. He's just a nice guy. Look how approachable he is.
Yeah, I don't know if we have anything for this one.
Let's just put the chest on it and see what happens.
Just put the chest? Okay.
That's something that we're interested in.
Yeah, sure.
Throw it on there.
Take that!
I'd hope not to have to present this evidence, but you leave me no choice.
That means we lose.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that means we're
Seems
wrong.
too generic.
That's some generic text. Ow. I hope the Reaper doesn't hold that against you. I suggest you learn from your mistakes before you make a fatal one in the eyes of the Reaper. I better listen very carefully to the testimony again. So that's what we have to work with.
Yeah, but Lord Van Zeeks is in the stand too.
Yes, perhaps. I'm sure Gina knows nothing she hasn't already told us. There's no point trying to getting more out of her.
Did you not notice how Kazuma-sama reacted to Lord Van Zeeks' words?
And also the fact that
When he called him an even more sinister Reaper, you mean?
continued. I don't think he picked the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just don't know what evidence we're supposed to put.
We can try putting someone else.
I'm sure Kazuma intends to eliminate any shred of doubt that the man is guilty.
Oh, no, that was me saying that. He's looking for revenge against the person he considers to be his father's killer, after all.
Do you think he's lying?
I do worry that if we fail to find discrepancy in this testimony somewhere,
What did he say on this
the
stuff?
trial may end and adjudication won't go in our favor.
Oh, well, you know what?
Listen carefully again to what everybody's saying.
What?
He stressed a lot that the Reaper's not sane and would make a decision like that. But I think that the Reaper is quite organized in his attacks. It wouldn't just go for
Yeah.
anyone.
That is true. Although, do we have evidence to support that?
The notebook, man.
We don't
That's
have the
evidence.
notebook, though.
The stupid notebook we keep like that. What's in your pockets?
What's in your pocket? Let me just. Oh no! Oops, my bad. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the first thing, and I'm gonna see again.
Yeah, because that's the.
This is the statement. I'm gonna get a little bit in. Yeah. Okay. One arm. What's up?
Cosma says that he's the head, and we don't believe that. That's a lie.
That he's the head of the organization?
Yeah.
But then what do we have to prove about it? Yeah, it's like, we have lots of ideas, but it's nothing to, like, prove it. I spies, I check the location.
I mean, I feel like the fact that he went to the wrong place
Is kind of goofy, yeah.
would mean he's not the head.
Ticket onto the Groose. Can I look at this? Does this say anything new? Details of a whole raft of cases dating back years on there, aren't there? This paper from 10 years ago is brown with age, look.
Out of interest, the most recent thing appears to be this newspaper cutting here.
Oh, it's the same Red-Headed League advertisement that Mr. Sholmes has picked out.
You remember, there was a red hairpiece at the scene too.
Gregson. From 10 years ago. Okay, but that's the handprint, that's not relevant. Choo. No. Boop-boop-doop-a-doop. Professor Mikatova, no, probably not relevant. Passport might be relevant. Lucky Charm. What if we have something relating to the photo of, like, them two being friends? Some members of the club claim to have seen you there. The inspector was not there. Shown passport, found it in the victim's metal trunk.
Is that where it was found?
This is the thing where we're like,
Was that where it was found though?
the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Yeah, that is where I found it. 'Cause when
You
we-
know what was also weird with the trunk in there?
what?
He was surprised that we found the passport. So I feel like he would have known that to
Oh.
open that box, Dom would have. He knows something about that case. Maybe pick
Yeah, Kazuma. Yeah, let's pick Kazuma in the case.
Yeah.
Kazuma in the middle case.
instead of
Yeah.
Van Zeke's in the case.
Wait, Vanzi. Yeah. Kazuma in the case. Why do you know about all this? Okay, so we're gonna go.
Hold it!
The case or the passport, I guess. The case. Let's go with the
The
case.
case is more sus. It's got the blood and the gash.
At least this one doesn't. Oh wait, actually, this one has a strike. So that means I think we picked the right person the first time.
I mean, just
'Cause this.
try him.
Okay, we'll do this. We'll do this.
Because it might
Take
be
that!
like a 2-for-1.
By you, Kazuma.
Me. Is this some attempt at a filibustering, counsel? Prosecutor Asogi has given no testimony.
What are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent?
I don't know.
You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I present the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done.
Very well then, counsel. Go ahead.
The case.
Ah, what evidence reveals this alleged
See,
inconsistency?
'cause we didn't lose
Ah,
the
you know what
fact.
it
It's
is?
a two-parter.
Yeah, no, you know what it is? I think it doesn't take the life bar away from the other one because, like, if you're off and it makes you just guess a bunch of things. Let's see. Gregson's trunk. Let's try the case.
Take that!
This is a trunk that belonged to Inspector
Oh,
Gregson.
we got new tags.
Yes, there we go.
A metal construction, is it? It's certainly very heavy. What's this? A blood stain. And a relatively fresh one, too.
What? You mean that ain't grease from the boss of fish and chips?
Oh, there you go.
Bobby.
Fresh blood on in the inspector's trunk. That suggests the victim was traveling that luggage when he was killed. With that luggage when he was killed. That can't be. There was no mention of any trunk in Scotland Yard's report.
Because he was moved.
Yes, there was a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the trunk, hoping to sell it.
But I found it, me, with nose for trouble.
With Toby's nose.
Me nose for trouble.
Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk.
But Kazuma knew.
Unless, of course, we're talking about that somebody who was present. When we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed. Yeah, so you know what it is? It's just the fact that he should not have known anything about it at all. And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Kazuma.
Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France. As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk.
Yeah, he's
Are
not...
you the question
Uh-oh. So the question is, how did you know about the inspector's trunk? Kazuma. Come on, Kazuma. Oh, no.
We know the man went on a trip to France. Where else would he have put his passport?
Dude.
in his pocket?
But you knew it was a metal trunk. Answer me honestly, Kazuma. On 31st of October, where exactly were you?
He knew his metal because the sword slash that
Duh.
cut away the leather.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
At the port of Dunkirk, on board the SS Groose. Is that the answer you're looking for, Ryunosuke?
Kazuma, what did you...
Polio.
Uh-oh. I hadn't considered the possibility before, but... If Kazuma was there on the ship, then it can only have been for one purpose.
Here's the question.
No, Mr. Naruhodo. Surely you don't think...
Uh-oh, is he the question mark?
Ha 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 ha! Come on, Ryunosuke. You know the rules. The only thing that really talks in the courtroom is hard evidence.
Huh.
As I understand it, Inspector Gregson always took that case with him when he traveled. So as it stands, you've proved nothing.
Kazuma. Are you challenging me to prove it, beyond all reasonable doubt? That you were there that day, in the same place as the inspector?
He was there with Gregson?
There's a clue that you've overlooked, a secret that the trunk can tell us. Can't be sure at this point. I need to verify it. But I have a nasty feeling that I'm going to be right.
The accusation being made is deeply disturbing, but nevertheless, we must test it. The defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found.
The slice one.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know this thing is metal unless
Unless you
like,
cut the leather.
unless the leather was cut. You always carry a sword around, bro. Gone right through the leather and into the metal behind.
Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged, whatever made the gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force.
Wonder how it happened. I think it's that, bro.
That is your proof? What do you say to that, Prosecutor Asogi?
Personally, I think tying the defense counsel to the inspector's trunk and tossing it into the sea would be more helpful.
What?
At least that way, London's courtroom will be safe from his destructive accusations.
What? I believe that was a rather long-winded way of telling us that you're wrong, Mr. Naruhodo.
What?
Sink or swim under the weight of this penalty, counsel.
What? It's a sword fucking slice, yeah. Okay, let's try that again, I
Is
guess.
it the passport then that he knew it was inside?
Okay, let's open this up. Yeah, maybe it's that he knows about the passport. Oh, no. There's a part of the blade on the inside. There it is. There's something stuck in the side of the trunk here. It's glinting.
So it is the slice.
It looks like a fragment of metal of some sort. But it's wedged in so tightly I can't remove it.
Well, don't cut yourself. You better leave it, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It was even more evidence than just speculation.
More than just the slice.
There's a small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here. Like the tip of a blade.
Hope it was your new sword, not your old
a blade?
sword.
Yeah, uh-oh. Kazuma, slung around your waist as ever today, is the esteemed blade Karuma.
Of course it is.
Please draw it.
Won't you draw it, here in this courtroom, for all to see?
Exercise caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer. Bailiff, watch Prosecutor Asogi like a hawk.
That won't be necessary.
Uh-oh. Is chipped.
Oh no!
The tip is broken. If the fragment of metal from the trunk fits together with the end of the sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed. Agreed, Kazuma Asogi? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Well, I didn't see that one coming.
Expertly done, Ryunosuke. That's a point to you, and well deserved.
Do you mean to tell the court, Prosecutor Asogi?
Yes, on the 31st October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission.
So the additional person authorized to travel
Was me.
And the mission was?
The assassination of the Mark.
What? What? to assassinate Seishiro Jigoku. You mean you're the killer whose name was omitted from this notebook? You were following the Reaper's orders to dispatch Judge Jigoku?
He's new on the roster.
Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I've killed no one.
Explain.
I accepted the assassination mission, yes, and I accompanied Gregson to Dunkirk. But I never had any intention of carrying out the plan.
You were never going to do it.
I just needed to rub elbows with the right
I just
people.
needed to check people out, I guess.
We can believe Kazuma-sama, I'm sure. After all, Judge Jigoku arrived safely in London the following day.
On the 31st, I boarded a train from London with Inspector Gregson. We traveled to Dover, from where we crossed the channel to Dunkirk. Then we boarded the SS Groose and made for the cabin deck, as indicated in the plan.
You went to Judge Jigoku's cabin.
Exactly. He wasn't there, though. We decided to wait, but
You've already told us you had no intention of going through with it anyway.
I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life. So I left Gregson and disembarked the ship.
When did the sword thing happen then, bro?
I spent that night at a boarding house in the town, returned to England the following morning.
A boarding house in Dunkirk.
My signature will be in the register book. It would be simple enough to verify.
Then, what became of Jigoku?
Gregson was no assassin, so the mark was spared. I'm sure it's easy enough to imagine what happened after that. Gregson returned to England as well, having failed to complete the mission. He met with the Reaper in that room on Fresno Street to report the failure. Yeah, causing the infuriated mastermind to pull the trigger and end his wretched agent's life.
No. Now you're making stuff up, Kazuma.
Yeah.
That's lies.
That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murder.
Objection!
But if you did nothing as you claim,
Then
how
you
did the
beg?
tip of your
Yeah.
sword come to be lodged in the inspector's trunk?
I don't need to answer that.
Actually, you really do.
The victim was killed by a gunshot. A small fragment of a Japanese blade isn't relevant to the case.
Unless it's a gunblade.
And unless it's a gunblade. And accordingly, I choose to exercise my right to silence on that matter.
Oh, I mean, he's playing by the rules on this one.
Be that as it may, the court will sequester the sword as evidence.
It's like,
We can look at the sword.
open the handle. Find the papers.
Open the handle.
As you wish, my lord.
The great sword Karuma has been entered into the court record. You know what? That's why he did the sword thing.
that
So
we
he
can
could get
open
it into the court record.
and we can look at
And
it.
so that everything can be super official. Let's go. Let's look at the sword. Let me look at the handle. Handle. Ah, it's... Oh, wait, maybe you run... Okay. Karuma, the great blade. It's such a thing of beauty. I want to gaze on it for hours. Let me look inside. Can I shake this upside down? Come on, is it...
Oh,
Oh?
just the tip, I guess?
Oh, yeah, just the tip. Yeah, you saw the crosshair mark. The tip of the great sword, broken. It's such a shame. It's been so meticulously cared for over the years. I can almost hear Karuma's sobs. Kazuma must have really taken a swing for that to happen.
Any other tiny little crosshairs that we
you know what-
always meet tiny little...
You know what it is? I think it's we don't get to know. We know there's a secret in here.
It's in the ribbon, or it's handled.
It's gotta be in the handle or something, man. Like,
What's that on the end? Can you just like pop that off?
Game says no. It's gonna be something like Kazuma's gotta tell us, or something.
We must take immediate action now. to verify whether Seishiro Jigoku remains unharmed.
What? Remains unharmed?
I agree. That should be our first priority.
Yeah, we've seen him in a while.
It's recently come to my attention that he hasn't been seen since yesterday.
Yep.
Oh, no!
How did you... When a foreign dignitary invited to Great Britain goes missing for 24 hours, it's only natural that the question of his safety should arise.
You don't mean to say that you think Judge Jigoku...
What's up?
Am I back? Am I back? Is audio... Can I get a confirmation? I'm back. Okay. Okay, that was weird. My computer just said, "Oh, Mike," it's just said your USB device is just not recognized. Uh-oh. Okay, okay. Good. Ahem. Okay, we continue.
Except, that is, for the Reaper waiting to finish off a mark that slipped through the net 10 years ago.
I would have to agree. Mr. Naruhodo, for the defense's sake,
My lord?
I sincerely hope that we are successful. If we're unable to confirm Mr. Jigoku's healthy existence in the next 30 minutes, you will face grave difficulties. Court is adjourned for 30 minutes.
Oh, damn.
Yo, get Shomes and Mikatoba on the case.
Yeah, we gotta get Shomes and Mikatoba around.
Kazuma-sama, the Reaper's assassin. I feel as though I'm in a nightmare.
I can hardly believe it either. But on the other hand, Kazuma isn't in the habit of making up stories.
I have such a terrible sense of foreboding. If something awful has happened to Judge Jigoku,
Yo, Van Zeke's had this played out
and
far in advance.
then I feel as though things will only spiral further and further out of control.
If he prosecuted that case against Kazuma's dad,
Yeah, huh?
Kazuma would pick Strongheart instead of Van Zeke.
Ah.
Far advanced this three chest.
That's wild. Okay, yeah, CaptnmcD is like, imagine if Strongheart was like, no, let Van Zeeks prosecute so that people can hate him instead of me. Yeah. 10 years in the making, this man. Yeah, Kazuma will work for him. That's why he thinks Kazuma's on his side, because he's like, Kazuma doesn't know I'm actually the Reaper. I felt it from the moment I stepped into the courthouse this morning. That strange sensation that we were careening towards a foregone conclusion. Well, in the worst case, We might only have 30 minutes left. Unfortunately, though, I don't think there's anything we can do but wait now. We're out of options.
Actually, there may be one last hand we can play. Or rather, one last ear.
Oh, CaptnmcD, you gotta get back here. We might be doing something with the rabbit. Okay. Of course. This little Mr. Sholmes doll that Iris gave us.
Do you think it's the Sholmes signal, like the bat signal?
It's like a, yeah, it's a Sholmes signal. It just gets him.
If for some reason you completely run out of options, just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can.
Perhaps now is the time. What should I do? Pull Hurley's ears or not?
Yes!
Let's go for it.
We want Hurley and Mikatoba here.
Here goes then. I'm gonna do it.
Good luck, Mr. Naruhodo.
No looking back. Heave! Ow!
That scream.
Is it
Sounded,
Hurley?
Ow!
sounded like Mr. Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes? Where are you? Here, my dear fellow, here! It's the felt doll talking? What?
Pull the ear again, Mr. Naruhodo, as hard as you can.
Alright then. I'll put all my strength into it. Heave! Ow! Please, my dear fellows, you don't need to pull my ear off.
Mr. Sholmes, where are you?
Myself and my trusty partner
We're on the boat.
are presently in the first-class cabin area of the SS Groose. The SS Groose? She left Dover last night, after all, after the final pieces of cargo were loaded. Oh, we're currently docked at Dunkirk, but due to be underway again in half an hour. You've taken a ship to France?
Investigate.
Please, even with my athletic prowess, I would struggle to jump the Straits of Dover. After we left Baker Street last night, we hurried by cab to the station by train to the port.
Before they can get rid of evidence.
Yeah, in order to board this vessel in time. So you mean you'd already worked it out? That the steamship was where everything really took place? Mr. Naruhodo, pray, what is my name? Herlock Sholmes? World famous great detective? Recited to perfection. Well done.
You're a genius, Mr. Sholmes. That's the only word for it.
Oh, whenever you pull on the ear of the bunny, it makes the little rat grab Sholmes' ear. That's amazing.
They're so cute.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh my god. Ah, wow, 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 wow. Mr. Sato, gently with the genius's ear, please.
Oh my, I'm ever so sorry.
I wonder if they sell those like this.
If I may, Sholmes.
Ah, there you are, Mikatoba.
You may remember that it was in fact I who made the connection to the SS Groose. At Scotland Yard yesterday when we examined that notebook and I recalled my steamship ticket.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. But of course it was, my dear fellow. And not once did I controvert that fact. I merely had our court-bound companions utter my name. Oh my god. Man, Sholmes, fucking hell.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
We've just entered a recess. The trial resumes in 30 minutes from now.
And if we're unable to present any new leads then, I'm afraid to say.
Do not fret, please. It's for precisely that purpose that my partner and I have made this journey. I've no doubt we shall have welcome news for you within half hour. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. That would be wonderful. Yo, do we get to play as Sholmes? Until later, then.
Yes, you'll be hearing from us. You'll be hearing from us if you're not in touch first.
Ah, wow, 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 wow. I shan't be hearing anything if you keep tugging my ear in that mindless fashion. Ah.
Whatever was the idea behind making a receiver operated in that way in the first place, Sholmes?
Why the deuce would I know? It's Iris's invention, not mine. Oh my god, yo, is it Sholmes time? Yo, hold up 1 second.
Whilst I know how much you enjoy being the hero of the hour, Sholmes, we have but half that now before the Groose puts to sea again. If we don't conclude our investigations rapidly, we shall find ourselves in Naples before long.
There are times, Mikatoba, when you make a surprising amount of sense. So, let us begin.
First class cabin number 2. Yes, this is the one. But I don't believe an investigation of the cabin is going to be plain sailing.
Oh, hey, it's this guy again.
That crewman standing in front of the door is an angry-looking fellow.
Yo, we are Mikatoba.
That's what I said. It's gonna be deduction.
It's
and
deduction that's in Mikatoba and Sholmes. Oh,
Why you are loitering here? Who are you?
My dear fellow.
yeah, he seems different. He's got something on his arm, and also his face doesn't have the snake things anymore.
He's got some bangs.
Oh yeah, he's got some bangs now, yo.
What was he?
Nah,
Like,
what was-
Stroganoff or something?
Yeah, he's had like a year. He's been doing something else. Yeah, oh yeah, his name is fucking Beef Stroganoff. I forgot about that. Oh, Xenix, yo, how goes it, yo? Thanks for swinging by. How you doing tonight?
My dear fellow, do you not recognize a world-famous great detective when you see one? The question really ought to be, who are you?
Do you not recognize world-traveling great sailor Chicken Stroganoff when you see?
Oh, it's his brother. It's not Beef Stroganoff, it's Chicken Stroganoff. Also, he has Sholmes written on his arm for some reason. But like, kind of funkily.
Great detective? Ha! I don't think so.
Oh, do you see that, Mikatoba? It would appear that this man is a devoted follower of mine.
Goodness me, is that a tattoo? That says Sholmes?
I must say, while such adoration is flattering, naturally, it does leave me a little cold.
What are you talking about? Leave, now!
How distressing. My loyal devotee knows me only by my name and not by appearance. And yet, I already know a great deal about you, sir. You have a brother, I believe. Like yourself, he's a shipman. Currently traveling the world aboard a Russian steamship, in fact.
How could you know this?
Elementary, my dear Mikatoba.
I'm sure it was. 3 days ago, I was bound for London aboard this ship, you see. We're looking for one of my fellow passengers, a man by the name of Jigoku. There is no one with this name on board. But we know that he purchased a ticket for passage. Ah, you mean Eastern man. He left ship 2 hours ago. Here at Dunkirk, he said something about emergency, I think. What? Are you sure?
So Seishiro's realized that we're after him, has he?
Has he?
His cabin is the one behind you. We should like to investigate, please.
No, I have orders not to let even mouse inside.
Mikatoba, be a good man and draw the sailor's attention away, would you? Make up some excuse that he leaves the area.
With him standing...
Doesn't great detective see that even sailors have ears, both left and right?
Curses! The plan is ruined.
Oh, man. Oh, show. Man, you know what? Okay, hold up a second. I gotta do this. Sholmes. It's Sholmes time, baby. We gotta do it. We gotta do the Sholmes arm. Because it's Sholmes time. Oh my god. Fucking distract him, Mikatoba. Right in front of him. It's not gonna work. Dingus.
And you have only yourself to blame, I'm afraid, Sholmes. Forget it. Cabin door is locked. Even if I'm not here, you cannot get inside.
Mikatoba. I'm sure you haven't forgotten my special talent, have you? Opening any lock? Within a mere 5 seconds. So if you'd be so kind as to afford me the requisite time, old friend, in your typically accommodating manner.
How could I refuse such a typically unappealing request, old friend? So I need to distract that burly sailor for 5 seconds, do I?
Get caught in the mousetrap.
Good man. So, the game is afoot.
Literally, get your
Just,
foot in that mousetrap.
oh my god.
Help me out, man.
Oh my god, examine. Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? Can we...
No, I just mean you get in that trap.
Oh, I mean, I see an alarm here. I'm just gonna go hit a ship. Just go... Ah, the switch for the electrical lights. I think that'll be a little bit more effective.
Perhaps if I were to turn off the lights, the crewmen wouldn't be able to see what we were doing.
You know, I looked at that, and my brain just said, fuck the switch. And you know what? Fuck these lights, let's go.
Click! Ah, what is happening? Where is light? Now, now, Sholmes, now! Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Click! Nobody there. Oh, that was a close shave.
Quite a knack you have, stumbling so violently in an apparently empty corridor.
Do be quiet, Sholmes. I shall have to think of another approach.
Okay. Alright, let's try mousetrap. Ooh, fire alarm. Okay, I'll try mousetrap before I try literally everything except the mousetrap.
That must be a mousetrap, I think. Perhaps I could distract the crewman's attention with this somehow.
Let's try it.
Oh, choo! Oh! That sounds like Big Mouse and Trap. I will bring bucket of water later and put it out of misery.
Help us now.
I don't like the sound of that.
In any case, my dear fellow, that was quite unconvincing. Only a Japanese mice make a chew sound.
Oh, really, Sholmes? And pray tell, what sound do Russian mice make?
PP, naturally. Though also quite unconvincing, I readily admit. So go ahead, Mikatoba. Do a PP this time. Do a PP, Mikatoba. Do it. Do it in front of everyone.
No, thank you. I'm sure I can come up with an alternative solution.
Let's try the emergency... Oh, right, the emergency stop alarm. Doesn't it, like, fuck the ship? Like, it stops it? Yeah, and everything locks up and everyone fucking flies, because it's just, like, hard brakes.
That would appear to be an alarm bell. All hell would break loose if that thing were to ring. The whole crew would know about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here goes then. Pardon me in advance.
Ding, ling, 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 ling.
You! What are you doing?
Okay, there we go. I'm back again. Yeah, I don't know why it's acting up, but I unplugged the cord and put it back in, as well as the thing it's extended by. So hopefully, it should be good. It should be good again. Okay, so I'll just read the last couple lines again, just for posterity.
Nothing to report. It was just stupid trick. No, not by me, by world famous. No, as I told you. Now, Sholmes, now. Done.
Not even 5 seconds, eh?
Well, don't stand there gawping at my brilliance, Mikatoba. In we go.
Oh, yes. Let's do crime. Let's go. We're breaking in.
We're in.
Huh. 3rd November. SS group. Oh, no. First class cabin number 2. This doesn't look good.
Whoa. Why is that blocked?
This looks really not good.
Communicate.
Good gracious.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in this room. Like, a lot. So we'll approach each of these one at a time.
Good gracious.
It would appear that the occupant of this cabin did indeed disembark rather hurriedly.
It's Jugoku's cabin. We can tell because the giant trunk is in there.
Yep. That's the giant trunk. And that's how we're gonna have a photo. That's why we have the photo of it.
Yeah, because they're gonna be like, who says that's his?
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, he had it the day he came.
Those
And he's
clothes
got
on the floor there.
tabbies.
Oh, he's got. I enjoy his. I enjoy everything about Jigoku's outfit I see here.
Those clothes on the floor there. They're Seishiro's, without question.
Well, it seems we're just a little bit too late.
Yes, by about 2 hours.
Still, whilst we're here, we should investigate thoroughly. There may well be 2 hours worth of clues to find in here.
But that burly crewman may return at any moment, Sholmes.
Indeed he may, which makes this all the more thrilling. That's what makes it interesting.
All right, let's go. First thing we saw.
There's a speaking tube here. Look, though it's been stoppered with some cloth. So the voices of the crewmen on the bridge aren't an annoyance, I suppose.
Or indeed so that the voices in this cabin aren't heard elsewhere.
Yeah.
Could something have happened in here that was for no one else's ears, do you think?
Either that, or it could be to prevent snakes from entering. It could be to prevent snakes from entering.
That's really become a favorite case of yours, hasn't it?
I enjoy the callback. Shit's broke.
These are the...
Wait, those are normally on the other
I
side.
know. That's what
Yeah.
There's an empty space there.
So this is covering something up. Passengers may not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in the cabin. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
Additionally, there are severe punishments for stowing away in wardrobes and or travel cases.
I feel as though the rules have increased since I last read them. Probably just my imagination.
Yeah.
What about the fact that they're not straight on the wall? Doesn't that strike you?
You may be right. Probably just your imagination, though. A trifle. And you know what I always say, Mikatoba? There's nothing important about trifles.
It's probably just my imagination, but I think that might be slightly off.
No, look at the other side, and then he'll say, this is where it's supposed to be.
So, the wall is a slightly different color just here. Do you see?
Indeed. What you've observed arises when a frame that has been hanging for some time is removed.
Like that frame over there.
Perhaps your friend is an art thief.
Now there's a bold deduction worthy of a great detective, I'm sure.
He may very well be the elusive thief who has been plaguing France's galleries of late.
I think perhaps we should focus our attentions elsewhere, Sholmes. Don't you?
No!
That outline on the wall. I feel as though I might have spotted something of a similar shape and size elsewhere.
Please, can I just...
You're gonna have a deduction at the end.
Oh, yeah. You know what it is? Okay, yeah, so we're gonna look at everything, and then Sean's gonna be like, aha, I figured it out. Oh, I need a Mikotoba arm to give you.
Plenty of reading material to keep passengers occupied on long sea voyages. I found the mixture of classic literature and easy reading to be most satisfactory, I must say.
Honestly, you know what? If it was like I'm thinking now, like, man, if I had to travel back in the day, and you're on a boat for like months, that's a good time to get some reading in.
Yep.
And then, like, you know, you could read the same books over and over, I guess. You could trade them with other people. You just sit and chill. Probably be very peaceful, despite it being like, you know, a sizable chunk of your life.
I mean, people go on cruises now
That's true.
for long periods of time on boats, so...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there are cruises that
They're
are like
chill.
months on. I would like to go on one of those like super long cruises.
We would like to do the worldwide.
Yeah, we want to do a worldwide cruise. And like, we would stop at a billion places. I would get off at none of them. And it would just be like, I just want to be on a boat for a while with just my current library of games and no new games, because then I will never know. And then I won't fall further behind on my queue. And then just like take in the ocean. You know what? When we go on this worldwide cruise, that is when I will finally play Persona 5 again.
I was gonna say, I don't think we're ever actually gonna go.
No,
That'd be very expensive.
we will go on that worldwide cruise one day. Don't you worry, honey. One day I will somehow make that happen. We will probably be very old, but it will happen, and that is when I will play Persona 5 and get the true ending.
Will
Because
we be handheld by then?
because there will be no other possible time in my life where I can see myself playing that game again to get the true ending.
Whoever stocked this bookcase was a hopeless heretic. Is it because there's no copy of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, my dear fellows?
I'm afraid it's just me, but no, you're quite right. More blasphemous than overlooking the Bible. Yes, Sholmes, you're right.
I actually could probably read the whole Bible and other, like, you know, just like literary, like religious books. And that would also be fascinating to like read the whole of them.
I shall leave a copy behind. I just happen to have...
He has his own book with him to leave in places that are
You
not
guys
properly
better read
stocked.
this.
I notice your library does not currently own a copy of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
What are you talking about?
But fear not, for I have multiple copies here at my disposal for the low price of 10 shillings. I know you'll be happy to accept such a low offer.
We didn't say we would buy the book.
I expect to see the money by tomorrow, but you can have the books for now. Ta-ta!
You're a true missionary of the Church of Great Detectives, aren't you?
Alright, let's look at the case.
Let's look at the case. I hope he's not in there, man.
That's a very sizable trunk indeed.
Seishiro is partial to all things large.
And a rather clumsy fellow if he failed to notice he'd left that behind.
Perhaps he left it on purpose. It's lighter than you might think, but still a hindrance to a speedy escape.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if Kazuma was like, slash case, scare Gregson, Mikoto, Jigoku, run. Although this was only 2 hours ago, so I wonder if he actually did get away 2 hours ago.
Pity, it's locked, so we can't look inside. We can't look inside.
Surely 5 seconds from now the situation will be quite different, though.
Sadly not. It has a 7-digit combination lock. And I'm not in a morose enough mood to work through all the combinations at present.
If I was depressed, I'd just sit here and go...
He's like, if I would sit and do all 100,000 combinations.
Look at the garbage can.
Oh yes, yes.
Somebody throw that
Any clue
garbage?
trash?
This is the waste paper basket, look. And there's still rubbish inside.
Wait. Sholmes. I wonder.
his arm?
7. Yeah, the dude had Sholmes written on his arm. That's 7 characters.
I was gonna say, is it gonna be... the
Oh my
upside
god, you're
down
right. It is upside down thing.
it's-
I'm taking that in.
Numbers instead?
Yeah, because that would be that. I have a way to check. wait. Let me do this. Let me do this in a professional way. New text. New text source. Okay, here we go. New source. We're gonna call the source clue. Got it. Text. Shooms. Okay, we're gonna do this very scientifically. We're gonna get Sholmes. And the M was at an angle, which I noticed was weird. Can I rotate this?
It's gotta be a 3 or something.
Yeah, it's gotta be a 3 or something. Can I rotate this fucker? No, rotate 180. Oh wait. If it was capital letters, wait. We gotta make it capital letters. Okay, because it would probably be something like SHOL, and then it was a funky M, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. ES. So this is gonna be the password to the case. It's gonna be like 53, and I think it was whatever another 3, 7045. I think that's what it's gonna be.
Well, let's get in on that
Okay,
case.
I'm gonna leave that over here. Just this is my big brain moment for the day. There we go.
We've done ourselves a lot of escape room type.
We've done many
and like murder mysteries.
Cause well, I was like, the second he said it was 7 characters, I was like, I looked at the 7. I just remembered the dude had that on his arm. Like, why the hell did he have that on his arm?
Or look at it in the mirror.
Yeah, look at it in the mirror. Unfortunately, we don't have a black light to check everything in the room right now. But CaptnmcD and I, we know our escape rooms.
Indeed, then let us pry. I've discovered recently I have a penchant for exploring the contents of others' waste paper baskets.
I sincerely hope only for your work.
Let me get into this trash. Ah! Here we have a notice issued to passengers from 3 days ago.
3 days ago, the night before we arrived in London then, when I was still aboard myself.
Evacuation drill notice, 31st October.
Following departure from the...
Hey! Game, I did not get to read that. Game, what the fuck?
When Gregson and Cosmo went to his room, he wasn't there. He was
When
evacuated.
he was evacuated because of evacuation drill when they went to go search for him.
Ah, yes, there was an evacuation drill, I remember now. For our safety and security, all first-class passengers were constantly under the watchful eye of the crew. So it was a welcome relief to have some privacy for once.
The evacuation drill itinerary has been entered into the court record. Wait, do we have like our own?
You could look at it.
Hey, how can I look at the court record? How come I don't get to look at it right now?
You can only
Did I
look at
teleport it to fucking Ryunosuke? Like,
Yeah, he needs it for the case.
Quite the exquisite glass, I must say.
oh, you know what it's gonna be? I bet like after the sequence, they will meet up again.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't left port yet.
Quite the exquisite glass, I must say. See here how it...
What?
Is something wrong, Sholmes? You suddenly trailed off.
That's like a weird shape of ice.
Ice, Mikatoba. Ice. What opulence the first-class passengers enjoy.
That's Greg's body. Yeah, Greg.
They had
a fridge. They have an ice room. The ice room is on the fridge. The pieces are all coming together.
What opulence.
Yeah, because like ice is an uncommon thing back in the day. They're like,
Yeah,
holy
but that's why I
shit.
was like, nobody needs a fridge. People who were wealthy chilled things just on ice, not in a fridge.
Chilled drinks.
Pardon?
Could it be that this steamship is equipped with an electrically refrigerated cold room, do you think?
Well, it is a luxury liner after all. They have enormous refrigerators for storing all sorts of lavish produce as well as ice. On our voyage from Japan, we enjoyed culinary delights from all over the world.
Huh. Suddenly, Mikatoba. The sight of you is making my mouth water.
What? I haven't taken on the flavor of the food I ate, you know.
Mikatoba, I must say, you're looking mighty tasty right now.
I didn't get to
You are still here!
You know what? It's because they want you to be reminded of the Shomes on his arm. I
Yeah.
don't think you would have put it together yet.
Yeah, they don't think we've put it together.
Mikatoba, I dare say after all this talk of food, you yourself are looking quite delicious.
Creepy slurp noises.
Sholmes, not like this. We're in the middle of a case.
Ah, but that's what makes it all the more exciting.
Time
Sorry, I was
for
just
time for
thinking
me to do.
We're both Iris's dad.
Oh my God, CaptnmcD.
And there's a reason that There's a reason you're not the only one Iris is going to be calling you daddy. Oh my god. Oh. Look forward to my erotic fanfic voice novel regarding Sholmes and Mikatoba to be released after this game. A release date to be announced.
Abel Seaman Stroganoff. Hello again.
I was beginning to think you'd never materialize.
You're waiting for me.
Of course, I was expecting you to burst in with a hearty Russian profanity far sooner.
I was in trouble with Captain because of trick you played before. Poor innocent chicken.
The E is a 6, like a lowercase.
Oh, is the E a 6? Ah, okay, wait.
Just looking at his arm.
Let's update that. Okay, so that's gonna be what? Whoa, I clicked on the wrong asset there. Let's not fuck this up. Where's clue? We need clue. Okay. So it was a lowercase e.
Yeah.
Okay. E. Oh wait, no, fuck. I'm jumping ahead of myself here. Yeah, okay, so it's like a funky 6.
Is all your fault. Ship is leaving port soon. Get off now.
Of course, we shall disembark presently, my dear fellow. But first, there's something that must be done.
What are you talking about?
Why, naturally, the debunking of your deceit and the bearing of the truth.
Kakoi!
I'm afraid I see through your lies. For one thing, Mr. Jigoku has not yet left this vessel at all. And for another, my dear Seaman Stroganov, you know exactly where the man is, even as we speak, don't you?
Oh no! I hope he's not dead.
Oh, how can you? Good gracious, Sholmes. You mean you've worked it out, all of it?
It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. So, would you care to join me for a dance? Dance? I think dance is right. Would you care to join me for a dance of my inimitable logic and reasoning?
Nothing would please me more. What is this?
We have but 10 minutes until the vessel puts to sea. No games now.
Oh!
Time is of the essence. Mr. Stroganov, allow me to remind you of your earlier claim. You told us that Jigoku left the ship some 2 hours ago.
That is what I said.
Sadly, that was a rather clumsy lie. You see, there's something in this room that quite clearly contradicts it.
What? What?
The ice hasn't melted.
Yes, of course.
I see you've noted it too, Mikatoba. Then please, do take the lead.
The ice would have melted.
The ice would have melted.
What in this cabin shows the impossibility of Jigoku having disembarked 2 hours ago? Let's see what the last 3 years have done to your observational skills, Mikatoba.
It's been 10 years since we last did this, Sholmes, not 3.
Why, of course it has. Quite. Now, all the clues are here in this cabin for your eyes to see. But as I always say, you must not merely look, but observe. Observe and the answers become clear. So, impress me.
I think I can manage that.
Glass containing ice. That shit is fresh.
Take that!
Oh, what?
Actually dance?
Yo, he actually does do a dance.
Perhaps you should have cleared away that glass.
How curious that the ice shouldn't have melted despite it being abandoned 2 hours ago.
It would appear that the man was here in this very cabin until moments before our arrival. With this well-chilled glass in
Do you
hand.
think he's hiding in the wardrobe like we did?
Oh man. I hope we open the wardrobe and Jigoku's just like just like curled up in a little ball. He's just like, shit, they're gonna find me. One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our boarding. Yeah, he's like, oh god, I don't want to see Sholmes and Mikotoba right now. Not when they're together like this. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganoff?
But why would Seishiro run from us?
Before we consider that question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying these first-class cabins of the SS Grus are the same ones in which you and Mr. Jigoku were accommodated on your voyage from Japan?
Ah, that's right, they are. I was in the cabin next door, and Seishiro was, yes, 50 days in this very cabin during our voyage.
With his own stove.
As
and
I
his
suspected,
luggage.
for you see,
As I suspected, for you see, there are traces in this cabin of a dark secret that Mr. Jigoku had to hide.
what traces?
I know nothing about this.
Ah, this is news to you, is it, Mr. Stroganoff?
Sholmes, what exactly are you getting at?
As I said, there are traces in this cabin of some nefarious activity. Something that appears out of place, which I'm quite sure won't have escaped your notice.
Is something out of place in here?
Rules.
That's the key to this, Mikotoba. The remnants of the dark deed that took place in here are being masked by something quite incongruous. I must say, I didn't foresee ever doing this dance of deduction with you again, Mikotoba.
No, quite. But life is full of unexpected twists and turns, as we well know. Now then, let's see if I can't uncover the truth here.
Yes, you have the floor, my dear fellow.
Take that!
Ka-chaka-chaka.
Oh! It's the rules of passage in this frame here. They're obviously out of place. The way they're hanging crooked on the wall, as if they were put there in a hurry.
Yes, as I'm sure you've already concluded. That frame was originally over there. The size and shape are a perfect match.
Bless you.
You're right. When did frame move?
Hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you, Mr. Stroganoff? I would think your captain is quite justified in having his reservations about your reliability.
Oh dear, that really seemed to touch a nerve.
So, Mikotoba, why don't you lift that frame off the wall?
Bullet
Uh-oh.
That looks
Like Gregson was
like a
shot
bullet
here.
hole.
Gregson was shot here.
What? Who has been shooting walls?
I see, the projectile has been removed. Clearly the careful occupant of this room has already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff.
Go!
I have this distinct impression that you're attempting to shield said occupant.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I try to protect Eastern stranger?
Ah, so we're talking about the same man, I see. Good.
Ay, ay, ay.
I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you? Because there's some very noteworthy evidence that explains the reason why you're lying for the man. Yes, you've been told to keep up this pretense as clearly shown by...
I really don't know how to approach this one, Sholmes.
Ah, my dear Mikotoba, simply keep first principles in mind. Study your subject from every angle. And I'm quite sure that you'll see it. In fact, I'd put a wager on it.
So I'm to glare at the fellow from all sides? Well, I can certainly do that. Oh no! Have you been doing stuff with Jigoku? Oh shit!
You've been doing stuff for wad of banknotes. Damn.
You've been paid off.
Take that!
Shitload of cash. Uh-oh. It's almost too obvious for words.
Quite. Quite. The universal language of the world. Money.
And I'd wager that the Eastern fellow in question is Seishiro Jigoku, yes? So, I presume you realize what this means. There are clear signs that a crime has been committed in this cabin. And the way you're going, sir, you'll find yourself accused of being an accomplice. But...
I believe you know, Mr. Stroganov. You know a Mr. Jigoku is hiding at this precise moment in time.
Dude.
Okay,
Oh,
right
dude. That's like...
You wrote it on his arm so we can let him out after.
Yeah, he wrote the password on his arm so he doesn't forget. But like, dude, why would you stare right the fuck at it? Like, other things I guess why you would look at the thing because he doesn't directly say the thing. But you said, hey, there's a clue right there. Where? There?
And remain staring at it.
I just stay staring.
As always, Mikatoba, in matters of deduction, the furtive glance is your unfaltering ally.
yes, I think you're onto something there, Sholmes. You found the clink in this burly fellow's armor.
We need only follow the man's gaze to know where our prey is hiding. The slightest flicker of the pupils, a minutely delayed blink. Nothing escapes my attention.
Very long stare.
Or an overt glare to a suitcase on the floor.
Even that which is barely perceptible.
You could hardly call this barely perceptible, Sholmes. The man's turned his entire head. It's not exactly what you'd describe as a furtive glance, is it? It's almost too obvious.
Dude's not too bright.
We shall let your tapping toes decide, my dear fellow.
He's still looking at it.
He's just like still looking at. I mean, you know, what'd be funny. Jigoku's like hiding in the waste bin.
He's too big for the waistband.
He's too big for the waste bin. You know what? I would love if he's not in the trunk, and like everything else was just a play.
Take that!
Tapper.
You turned immediately to look at this large trunk, didn't you? The truth is Seishiro Jigoku was unable to escape from the ship in time. And is, at this very moment, doing his best to stifle his breath inside this trunk.
If he still has a breath to take, I fear he may be running dangerously low on air. I imagine he didn't count on us making a nuisance of ourselves for quite so long. I think it would be in everyone's best interest for us to open the trunk as quickly as possible.
But how can we? Are you forgetting about the combination lock? We don't know the 7-digit code.
The combination lock can't be opened from inside the trunk. Therefore, there must have been arrangement for somebody to open it after our departure.
Of course.
In short, before Jigoku hid himself inside that trunk, he must have told somebody the 7-digit number for the lock. As I'm sure you can confirm, Mr. Stroganov.
No, I know nothing about combination code.
Oh, it's not even a 7, it's a 1. Okay, wait, we fixing. So it's gonna be this. Beep. There we go. There's our answer.
Don't move a muscle, my good seaman.
Huh?
Now, Mikatoba, would you do the honors and open the trunk?
How on earth do you expect me?
It's a 7-digit number, remember? Quickly now, we have little time.
Yeah. Oh, review scene.
So,
Oh, I think it's a 2
yeah,
actually.
because it doesn't go up to 6.
Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, so 5, 2, 5, 2, and that's gotta be 3, yeah. 3, 1, 0, 4, 5. There we go. That's amazing.
Take that!
That's really good. That's a really good gimmick. I like that one. Click. All right, please show me a picture of him in there. I need to know what this looks like. I'm going to screen cap it.
We did it. It's open. You had to meddle, didn't you? You had to meddle. Well, Eugene, you found me now. Seishiro.
I'm pretty sure his character model actually does not fit in that case.
Yeah.
You could see his like thighs clipping through his torso.
I was really hoping beyond hope not to find you here, you know. But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it. No, quite. I just wish it was some other way.
Well, are you ever going to introduce me?
Ah, your reputation precedes you, Mr. Sholmes. I've read stories of many of your exploits. Excuse my manners, Sholmes. This is Mr. Jigoku, my old friend and traveling companion.
The devil is in the details, Mikatoma. I believe you meant to say your old friend and traveling companion, who made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone when things turned sour.
Ooh, I see my reputation precedes me as well. What an honor. Well, Seishiro, are you going to explain all this? You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, is that 3 days ago, on the night before arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life here in this very ship. By the Reaper of the Bayley. Yes, I've since heard. Because you were once prosecuted by the Reaper, weren't you? 10 years ago now, mind you. And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when we arrived in London to find the symposium was postponed until goodness knows when,
I was like, I'm out.
it became all too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again. So you decided to flee the capital without saying a word to me about it? I'm afraid so, yes. Of course, I realize now that I really ought to have confided in you.
Somewhat surprising, I must say.
Some must say.
What is?
Well, first-class cabins aboard luxury steamships are in very short supply.
You got one last minute.
It's more than a little hard to believe that this one just happened to be available.
So says the protagonist of some colorful short stories. Well, I don't care for your opinion. The cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased the ticket and here I am.
Is it Herlock Sholmes? It is Herlock Sholmes. It's his time.
What's up, Luke Lee? Thanks for swinging by, yo. Hope your bee swarming and Danganronpas are going fine right now.
I've just seen for myself the obvious remnants of that incident in this cabin. So you'd already purchased your return ticket before we'd even docked in Dover, had you? To prevent anyone else taking this cabin and seeing the evidence. Is that it? Eugene, I have nothing to say to you.
So it was just like, oh shit, this thing happened. You know what? I'm bouncing right now.
Well, in a mere 5 minutes, this ship will set off on its onward voyage and not make port again until Italy. I'm afraid we must insist that you disembark with us at once.
You have no jurisdiction over my movements.
We have this, Seishiro. I like Sholmes a lot. Yo, we all like Sholmes. Sholmes the greatest.
We have this, Seishiro. Take it.
Oh.
What is it? It's a subpoena from the Old Bailey. You're a man of the law. You know what the ramifications of ignoring a document like this from the British courts would be. You came prepared then, Eugene. Come on. Let's go.
Yeah, he got super serious. Well, because he knows. He knows he's going to be on trial for, like, killing Greggs. But, you know, if it was self-defense, that's kind of something else, right?
What is it, Sholmes?
Inside Mr. Jigoku's trunk, I found this rather fascinating trinket.
What is that? Seishiro? I can't help you, I'm afraid. Some small component from something.
It's a pocket watch. It proves Greggs was here.
But what? I have no idea.
Jigoku's the best. Jigoku's rad, man. I love his beard.
By the look on his face, I think he genuinely doesn't know.
Well, let us pocket it as a small souvenir of our brief sojourn in France.
Pocket this pocket watch.
The small component has been entered into the court record.
Well, young Naruhodo, I think we've done as much as we can, I'm afraid. The rest will be on the shoulders of you and your assistant.
Da-na-na! Why is there so many J names? Who knows? It's... Could be any number of reasons. Actually, I don't think there's too many. It's just Jigoku. 3rd November, 12:10 p.m. The old Bayley Courtroom.
It's with the
Gina.
G for Gina.
Yeah, G for Gina. There may be a lot of J sounding names. Kazuma Sogi. I know you. And I know you wouldn't lie. But still, there's no doubt that you're holding something back. You know more than you're saying.
During the past 30 minutes while this court was adjourned, all possible efforts were expended. But sadly, Mr. Jigoku's whereabouts could not be ascertained.
By Scotland Yard.
We must accept the unfortunate conclusion that the Reaper has already done the deed.
We can confirm he's on his way here.
There's no sense in wasting any more of the court's time. The prosecution calls for an immediate verdict.
No. The trial cannot end now.
You're a Japanese man, Ryunosuke. You should know when to lay down your sword.
And you should know never to presume when the battle is won.
The court has already been presented with all the evidence and heard all relevant testimony. And there can only be one conclusion, that the accused is guilty.
All relevant testimony? Far from it. There's still a crucial witness, from whom the court is yet to hear a single word of testimony.
Let's just pull the
In that
trigger.
case, call your witness to the stand at once, counsel.
They're gonna take some time to get here. Well, we've got walkie-talkie.
Yes, my lord. Tomorrow, if possible.
The witness is already on his way and scheduled to arrive tomorrow.
Who on earth is this crucial witness?
Seishiro Jigoku. The very man allegedly murdered by the Reaper.
Judge Jigoku, you found him.
But the investigations of every policing resource in the capital suggest that Jigoku is already dead.
Wow, man is missing for 24 hours. Dead. Stop looking for him. He's gone.
You didn't find a body.
Didn't see him? No, dead. Dead. Fleed the country? Dead.
Doesn't exist anymore. We can
Dead.
find him in like an hour.
Are you aware of the concept of object permanence, Mr. Naruhodo? If none of us can see him, it is presumed to believe that he no longer exists. How in the name of God did you find the man?
He's like, I would have had him killed if I could have found him.
Yeah.
How did you find him if I couldn't and killed him? I mean, shit, wait.
He was located in France during the recess at the port of Dunkirk. Thanks to one of Mr. Herlock Sholmes' famous deductions.
Herlock Sholmes.
Inspector Gregson almost certainly met with Mr. Jigoku on the night of his death, because alongside with Prosecutor Asogi, Gregson was on a mission to assassinate the man. Which means that Seishiro Jigoku is the sole witness who can clarify exactly what happened aboard the SS Grus on 31st October. Da-na-na-na-na.
Well, it would appear that it's too soon to move to adjudication at this point.
The prosecution concurs. The court must hear Mr. Jigoku's testimony. No judgments should be passed until all testimony's been considered.
Yo, I love that his cane gavel makes a different noise. Like, he's definitely a boss.
An evil boss.
In that case, I hereby call the end of today's proceedings. Court will reconvene at the same hour tomorrow. No objections from either side?
No, my lord.
No objections, my lord.
We live to fight another day. By the skin of our teeth. Da-na-na-na-na. Yo. To be continued. Okay, so guessing his cane sounds like the HP hit sound. HP hit sound? Oh, like when I take a hit and like when I lose health? Yeah, oh god, yeah. I take damage. Save your current progress. Let's go. That's it for tonight, chat. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna be calling it. Just because we obviously, if we continue, we're gonna like continue. And as much as I would love to do that, we do.
Tomorrow.
That's for tomorrow. And also, I've got stuff to do still. So, unfortunately, no, I'm not gonna start saying that kind of stuff. But I will say, if you did enjoy this, you can watch the VODs. You can tune in tomorrow for the end of this case, and I hope you guys do. Because it's fun having people around to enjoy the story as well. And also, nice to know when my mic just randomly dies in the middle of a stream.
Yeah.
It's appreciative, because otherwise I wouldn't have got that. And no, we're not continuing this now. We are pausing and going to... I'm hitting pause, and I'm going to title screen. Yep. Good night, have a wonderful night. Yeah, all of you have a wicked night as well. Okay, let's just do this as well. Back to title, don't save. Yeah, we're dangerous. Yeah. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Not gonna ramble on too much because we are just gonna continue this tomorrow. I'm super hype. I'm sure you guys are as well to hear the conclusion of the story. And, you know, maybe we'll finish the game tomorrow. That's a possibility.
It depends how long.
It does depend on how long the case is.
I think so.
But it's not outside the realm of possibility.
If these segments went pretty smooth.
Yeah. The segment, nothing took too long this time. Everything's moving pretty smoothly right now. But yes, so tomorrow, more of the same. Hope to catch you guys later, and hope to catch you guys there. So take it easy, everyone, and have a good night. Peace out, y'all.